named the last lesson. This is the first and foremost lesson from Flemingo Textbook of grade 12. We have two main characters in this lesson. First character's name is Franz and the second character's name is M. Hammer. Franz is a school-going student who is not interested to go to school because he never does the work that has been allotted by the so-called teachers. And the second person's name is M. Hammer. He is a teacher. So, to start with, so where does the story start? The story starts at a point where Prussians occupy France. Prussians are none other than the Germans right now. So Germany had a war with France, and in that war, Germans invade France. They passed an official order stating that there is no French language to be taught anymore. So on this note, the story starts. Now, what happens? See, I'll just tell you point by point and make it very clear how the story goes on. Franz is afraid of going to school as he has not learned participles. So, as you know, in languages we have a topic called participle, present participle, past participle. So, on the previous day, what happens is Franz, as I told you, a school-going boy, was afraid of going to school. Why is he afraid of going to school? Because he has not learned participles, the homework that has been given by his mother tongue teacher, French teacher. Next, what happened? What does he want to do? He wants to enjoy the beauty of nature, the bright sunshine, the birds chirping in the woods, Prussian soldiers drilling, all these things. So what is he attracted to? When he is on the way to school, what happens is he comes across with beauty of nature. He just exposes himself to beauty of the nature. What attracts him is he is attracted by the bright sunshine, the chirping birds in the woods, and the Prussian soldiers doing drill. Drill means nothing but march past and all that exercises. So that attracted him more than going to school. But he resisted himself and went to school. Next, what happened? He wondered what could be on bulletin board and persevered it's all bad news, lost battles, the drafts and orders of the commanding officers. So on the way to school, he comes across with a bulletin board. First, what is a bulletin board? Bulletin board is nothing but just like we have newspapers and news channels, the same they used to have bulletin boards in the city or else in the town. What does the bulletin board display? The bulletin board displays all the contemporary happenings in the country. So during that time, what were the contemporary happenings and proceedings? It has always displayed about the lost battle of France. Maps that has been released by the commanding officers from tomorrow onwards. The people of France should follow these rules, regulations, etc., etc. He got really vexed with those bad news, but he did not stay there and go through with the news. He reached to the school. On reaching to school, what the changes he noticed in the school. So instead of noisy classrooms, everything was as quiet as a Sunday morning. So when he went to school, he got surprised. He was wondered. His classroom was so quiet. It just appeared like it's a Sunday morning. On Sundays, no students, no teachers, nobody stays on Sundays. On the special days, how does the school appear or sound? The school sounds very quiet. The same way the school appeared to be very quiet as if it is Sunday. The teacher does not scold him and told him very kindly to go to his seat. He came to the class. Contrary to the usual practice, the teacher did not say anything. He simply said, go and sit. Earlier, what was the regular practice? When he comes late, he used to be scolded like anything. Next, the teacher dressed as if on Sunday or inspection days. So even the teacher's attire is entirely different. He dressed as if it was on special days. Actually, what kind of dress do the teachers wear on special occasions, like what is it called, suit, pant and all the tie, necktie and everything. They have come in a very formal and in a special attire. Villagers occupying the last bench to pay tribute to M. Hamel. And to his surprise, in the last bench, who were sitting? Villagers. The village people were sitting in the last bench. So what happened actually? What is the reason for these village people gathering in the last bench and sitting? They wanted to give the tribute to M. Hamel. Why do they want to give the tribute to M. Hamel? When the class was started, M. Hamel declared that it would be his last French class. Then he revealed that whatever the class he is going to teach now, it would be his last French class. That made France realize what was written on the bulletin board on his way. So then he realized, okay, whatever it was written on the bulletin board must have been about this. Everybody was very curious and standing over there and peering into the bulletin board. What could be the sensational news written on the board? I did not pay attention. Okay, this must be the reason. So there is no French language from tomorrow onwards because Prussians, that means Germans, occupied our country and they have imposed their mother tongue to be taught in our native motherland. That is what he realized. Now he felt sad that he never took French classes on serious note, and the result is he didn't know his mother tongue. So he felt seriously sad because the reason is simple. He never attended French classes and he never concentrated on French classes. And what is the result? He didn't even know how to read French, how to write French and how to speak French. Also realizes that reason why teacher was dressed in his Sunday best and villagers sitting at the back. Then he realized, okay, why my teacher has come in suit attire. Generally he wears on inspection days or on Sundays. Why he has been on the special attire. Also realizes the reason why teacher was dressed in his Sunday best and villagers sitting at the back. So then he realized that why his teacher M. Hamel has come to school in special attire like suit, necktie, embroidery on his suit, everything. Whatever the attire he generally wears in the time of inspections or else on special occasions like parties and all, he came on party wear. Like M. Hamel asked few questions to France for which France could not answer. Then M. Hamel realized and replied to France for not answering the question. What did he say? He said, M. Hamel realizes that all three, the children, the parents and he himself are to be blamed for losing respect and regard for the mother tongue. Then simply he said, you are to be blamed for losing respect on the mother tongue. I am to be blamed losing respect on the mother tongue. And your parents. Why your parents? Your parents should be blamed because whenever they are supposed to send you to school to gain money, they have sent you to work. And why should I be blamed? Because whenever I wanted to go for fishing, I had given you a leave or holiday to the school. Whenever it is your time for studying, what did I do? I just made you water the garden. So it is my mistake to grant you holidays during the time of study. It is the mistake of your parents for sending you for work when you are supposed to come to school to study. Then he urged to keep the mother tongue close to heart as it is the key for slavery. So what is the value of mother tongue? He said mother tongue is the key for slavery. And he said the atmosphere in the class changed as all the students, including the narrator, started listening to the class with utmost sincerity. So what was the result when he started teaching mother tongue for the last time on the last day? All the students the total mood of the class got changed. Everybody started concentrating on this class sincerely, very sincerely, and with utmost care. Listen to Mr. Hamel's class, including the narrator. That means now, after the class, students started writing work, and the narrator could listen to the scratching noise of pens, even the pigeons' coo noise sounded like French. So the narrator's oral part is over. Then it comes to writing part. When all the students started writing work, what happened is the class was so quiet. Everybody is, going through with the work with utmost sincerity. When they started writing with pens, the scratching noise of the needles of the pen, even that scratching sound could be heard. The narrator could listen to the scratching noise. Even the scratching sounds of the pen on the books, that sound was also audible. And of pens, even the pigeon's coo noise sounded like French. The pigeons, the small living beings which were just dwelling on the roofs of the classroom, the pigeons started making the noise, coo noise, and the narrator felt even the pigeon's coo noise was also sounding like French, and he wondered, even the Prussians, that means Germans, would the Germans come and force even the pigeons to make the coo sound in German? That is how he felt, in a very mockery way. Hamel gazed at the classroom as he wanted to say that memory as it is forever. So, Hamel sitting in his chair, what he did is, he started gazing means giving a constant look, watching at something constantly. Why was he watching constantly in the classroom? He wants to save that vision, that memory forever in his mind, because from the very next day there won't be the classroom, there won't be all these, all the children, or nobody stays, nothing stays as it was. So what happens is, he wanted to save that last vision as it is in his mind, so that he can recap whenever he feels nostalgic. He just wants to recap it. Now he stood up and said, "Dear friend," and his voice was choked with grievance. So finally he stood up and started speaking to the students. He said, "Dear friends," but his voice was choked. Choked means broken because of grievance. He got utmost emotional as he was unable to speak out. Then finally he overcame with emotions, could not speak, and wrote on the blackboard. So finally he has overcome with his emotions, turned back as he was unable to speak, as his voice is getting choked. So he turned back towards the board and he wrote something on the blackboard. What did he write? He wrote, "Long live France." He wrote that and gestured the students as if class was dismissed. Gesture means nothing but making a sign with your body language. So he just signed to the students as if the class is dismissed. He sighed.